very good evening to you and many thanks for joining us again on another fresh edition of your favorite program, the Hilltop Mansion. I'd like to inform you that this broadcast is coming to you live on StarTime Channel 103 and all the social media platforms of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Channel 12 for you. And this is a special edition in honor of the life and time of Her Excellency, the wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor who died in the month of September. And we are going to begin this edition with a special worship session organized in her honor and held at the International Worship Center, where the Hilltop Mansion captured the mood.
It was an emotional night at the International Worship Center, as residents and dignitaries from all walks of life gathered to thank God for the late First Lady, Pastor Patience Eno, and the life well lived. Chronicling the emotional notes, members of the family, representatives of the church, and general well-wishers offered heartfelt tributes. The governor, Pastor Eno, leading the trail, eulogized the late First Lady, reminiscing on their journey for the last 30 years. He described her as a selfless woman.
You were rock solid in your faith of what the future will bring. In times of plenty, you opened the dam and banks of your generosity to all who needed help. When God perfected his plans in our lives and thrust me to the pinnacle of serving the state as the governor, you were right there.
Other mourners who offered tributes included Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and President of the Senate, Senator Gospel Akpabio, represented by the wife of the Senate President, Mrs. Unoma Akpabio.
He was so brief that to me, it looked as if he was long. I didn't know her for too long, but I know that the very first time we met, it was laughter all the way. Just like the speaker said, she was a very cheerful woman with a sweet smile. She was a woman that I would have loved to be close to.
Furthermore, Coordinator of the Office of the First Lady, Mrs. Helen Obaraki, Deputy Governor, Senator Akoni Nyanyi, Speaker, House of Assembly, Elder Udeme Otong, Chief Justice of the State, Honorable Justice Ikaite Obot, all reminisced on the beautiful memories and impact of the late First Lady to the society. The night featured various song ministrations by renowned gospel artists, as well as other thoughtful presentations.
The women of Akwa Ibom State have also joined others to pay condolence visit to His Excellency over the demise of his wife at his hometown, Ikodoponodo, in his Rubium local government area of Akwa Ibom State, where His Excellency called for unity among Akwa Ibom women.
Distinguished groups and personalities are still trooping in to commiserate with Pastor Moina following the opening of the mourning house in honor of his deceased wife, Mrs. Patience Eno. While addressing the various women groups among the visiting entourage, Pastor Umoina eulogized his late wife, describing her as an Amazon who lived a well-fulfilled life, committing to always putting the needs of the people above hers.
Every of our dream we knew we will do it. And you may not really find lapses in the office of the First Lady. You may not find that lapses because we discussed everything. And that's why it's easier for transition. When God does a thing, see, God sees the end from the beginning. When we got married, she was 19, like I said, I was 22. God knew she would leave at this time. And so God raised us children that will seamlessly transit.
Pastor Eno, while appreciating the women for their show of unity and strength in this challenging time, warned against any form of division or discord, encouraging them to continue to stand together in solidarity and support.
Once we know all the different clusters, Mbo groups or Mbo clusters, please get me right. When you go and form the Women Association, that one itself is within a cluster. So we look at the cluster. How do we reach out? That is what we can do, and we can make it happen. If we love this woman, if we felt she did anything amongst you, this is the time to support her vision. This is the time to show it.
In the meantime, First Lady Designate and Coordinator, Office of the First Lady, Mrs. Helen Obariki, appreciated the women for the show of love and support. She, however, appealed for guidance of the women to succeed in the role.
I want to covet your prayers and more support, even as I try my best to continue in the legacies of my mother, Pastor Mrs. Patience Imoino. And I know that it's not going to be an easy road, but with all of you here helping me as I call on you and as I seek for your guidance, I know that it will go smoothly.
On her part, the Commissioner of Women Affairs, Dr. Ini Adiakban, and women representing the 3 senatorial districts in the state commended the strength of the governor and the First family, which they said has indirectly strengthened the state. They assured the governor of the entire support of the women.
We are having all the women from all the clusters that are here in representative capacity, from the highest to the lowest, who are here to condole with you, to ask you, and to also ensure, let you know that we will stand by you. We will continue what we are to do.
We as senatorial women leaders and members are very, very broken, but we know that our mother is in a good place.
The news of her death shattered the women of the senatorial districts. But we take solace with the word of the Lord. And though she's gone, her 3 lives.
And sir, we don't need to say too much. We know what our mother would have loved to do. And so I stand here to assure you that the women of the Korean Senatorial District and the entire women in the state will stand with you to make sure that, come red, come shine, that which you would have loved to see in 2027 will come to pass.
We will take a short break here. On our return, we will be bringing you the people's view on the life and time of Her Excellency, the late wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, the mother of the golden era.
Have you ever missed out on any events or activities of the Governor, First Lady, or the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State? Worry no more. Hilltop Mansion got you covered. Hilltop Mansion is a program of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Uyo, specifically designed to showcase the day-to-day activities of the Arise agenda. Tune in every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Star Times, Channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube to join us. Hilltop Mansion, showcasing the Arise agenda.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying tuned. Now the question is, have you ever encountered Her Excellency, the wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, while she was alive? What kind of a woman was she?
For us in the communication field, she was a strategic communicator who had the capacity to turn around a potentially bad image issue into a very strong PR brand. And she did that effortlessly. And I think it's a locus classicus for those in turnaround image management. Because when you see how the narrative was going, it was beginning to weigh down. We don't choose how we look. We don't choose where we come from. But people decided to make that an issue. And so she could have said, well, I don't care. She could have chickened out, or she could have abused the people back. But she did what Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. And so what did she do? She simply made nonsense of the whole thing by saying, look, what you're talking about, what you're criticizing my husband, which is natural, is what people are even, working artificially towards becoming. So how do you now reconcile the fact that women now dye their hairs, women and men do bleach to look white, and you're now accusing someone else who came naturally? And so that brought the Golden Boy nickname, and it stuck immediately. And you see, from that point, a potentially southward-facing PR nightmare became a northward-bound PR strategy that today you can say, oh, the golden era, oh, the golden boy.
I can describe her as a very humbled woman. She was a Christian indeed. Some people may talk about Christianity, but they don't practice it. She was a practical Christian. She was not just the wife of the governor and the first lady of Akwa Ibom State, but she was a pastor by calling, and she did her work as a pastor. Akwa Ibom women, the youths and the elders really miss her. I remember when we used to go for prayers in banquet hall every month in the States. She would preach to us, she will advise women, and she will carry everybody along. She was a woman that did not discriminate against anybody. She didn't believe in hearsay. She called a spade, she called white, white. She was a very disciplined woman, but humble.
But for us, Akwa Ibomites, we met, we embraced, but for a very short time. This personality of love, of warmth. You see the women of Akwa Ibom are really missing out. They are crying, they are weeping, because immediately she has started analyzing, coming up with activities for the market women, activities, this loan issue, she had gone in, pleaded with the husband, we have to give the market women, then she went into politics of saying, when we went around, the women were always there, so please give me 4 women in each of the local government, and then make it consistent, women as vice chairman. I mean, all of this will even bring peace into the polity, so because women normally perform a whole lot, but having that the 30-40% is good enough, to balance the equation. So I'm one way happy that she was there to make this happen, and very sad to see that we lost her very soon.
She was a very peaceful woman. She was always smiling. I remember once the husband said, "My wife reflects her name, a patient woman." The husband said, "My wife is extremely patient." And we saw her from the short time she spent with us as the First Lady. Patient with everyone. You have something to say, she's ready to listen. She will not brush you aside. She will want to listen to you, greet you, hug you, give you a pat on the back. And we want to look at her pet project, the Golden Initiative for family members. That included everybody. She did well.
But we are mourning a woman, a compassionate woman, a gentle woman in character, a trustworthy friend, a mother who would discipline you in her own right. She would beat you with the right hand and she would take you back on the left. A woman who poured her entire life for the people, not just women, for the men, for the youth, for the elderly, even for the disabled. I can quite remember this woman's concern about multiple birth mothers. She took them as part of her own children. But most importantly, a woman who served God passionately and taught all of us how to also believe in God, serve God, and serve God diligently.
We are remembering her for the love she had for women, for the love she had for the elderly, for the love she had for the youth, for the love she had for even our husbands, because indeed she was a mother to everybody. Just as the women have said, her pillow talk made a lot of impact to Akwa Ibom women and to the children of Akwa Ibom State. So we missed her a lot.
Our mother, Patience Umo Eno, was a rare gem. She was a loving mother, kind, compassionate, talented, focused, resilient. She was an epitome of beauty. Humility you could see in her. Unlike some other first ladies, you see them carrying shoulder up, but she was never like that. She was down to earth, humble.
Was a God-fearing woman. She loved God and she loved her family. She was equally humble. She's appreciative, very appreciative. Whatever you are able to do for her in terms of rallying around her, going out with her, she appreciates and she openly says thank you for everything we're able to do as a woman or as women.
The people also pray for the hand of the Almighty to continue to strengthen His Excellency, the Governor, and the First Family as the Governor strive to bring dividends of democracy to the people of the state.
And when Jesus left, He left the Comforter because Jesus knew that our loved ones will leave. If our Savior left, He left the Comforter. So that when we lose people, when we lose things, when we lose the dear things and people in life, we'll remember that there is a Comforter. And it's the duty of the Comforter to comfort. No words are apt enough. When all of this is over, the greatest loser in all of this is the governor, is the husband. A person, like he said, spent 38 years as husband and wife, 40 years of their lives together. You don't just wish away. Eventually everyone would get back to their normal business, but it will never be the same for him. And therefore, my deepest condolences to him and to the family. She was a dear mother hen.
It's God that will comfort the family. We can only console them. We can only, share with them words of encouragement. But God is the only one that will close that vacuum, because I know a big vacuum has been created, not only in the family, but in the states, amongst the women, everywhere. But I want to encourage our governor, His Excellency, Pastor Moino, to be strong in the Lord. This is a very challenging moment. He should be focused. He should not be distracted. He should continue doing what God ordained him to do in Akwa Ibom State.
It is my earnest prayer that God will grant her perfect rest with Him. And this God that brought her to His Excellency, our governor, Pastor Moino, He will take care of him. He will comfort him. He knows how to comfort widowers. And that same God will take care of the children, the grandchildren, the sons-in-law, and the extended family, and all of us in Akwa Ibom State.
I know it is difficult because, one, when you have a woman, that when the husband is on this road and the woman is on the knees praying for her husband's safe arrival and success. But today, the women of Akwa Ibom have turned out to be those women that will pray and pray for the success of Pastor Moino's administration.
But as God has taken her away from us, who are we to question God? Because if God
advise that you become our good ambassadors by eschewing pride and arrogance in the process leading to the elections. Also, I expect you to exhibit great decorum in your physical appearance, utterances, and general conduct.
Overwhelming love. Every time I try.
Women have potentials hidden in us, and programs like this helps a lot to bring out this potential in us, to harness what is embedded in us. And so I'm glad that I'm part of this.
Every time I try, I'm in the word. So I just say,
my heart screams,
say, oh.
Put a woman in a place of authority or in a high position of leadership, she will deliver. As the wife of your golden governor, I am honored to stand with all of you in solidarity to celebrate the remarkable and inspiring Akwa Ibom women at home and in the diaspora, who have exhibited resilience and commitment to engaging in entrepreneurial ventures for the good of the family.
Can we fill this room with worship? Can we fill this room with worship as we stay on? My heart sings. Sing my heart sings. Come on, would you lift up your voice all over this room and that word?
This is where we call it a wrap on this edition of your favorite program as we pray alongside others for the repose of the soul of Her Excellency, the wife of the governor. With the hope that you join us again next week, same station, same time, for another fresh edition of the Hilltop Mansion. I remain Kelvin Samuel, wishing you and yours all the best.
Ibom, 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 Ibom.